Shalom. Yo, hey, all praises, man. All praises. I first want to give all praise to, I just want to say shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Hey, man, just want to come give y'all a quick video about some, basically about a little something I saw when I was scrolling the web today, but it kind of reminded me to about a class that I had took a little while back. Um, I just gotta start by saying, man, hey, y'all, blacks, natives, Hispanics, y'all gotta get in this truth, man, before it's too late. You know, um, they, I know, right now you can catch classes online. Um, you can always find the brothers on the corners doing camp, whatever. But yo, Esau is really encroaching upon free speech, man. And what they trying to do is they trying to make it illegal to pretty much take away free speech. I don't know how it's gonna go, man. I mean, all praise to the Most High, but I mean, this kind of reminded me of a scripture that I heard from a class a little while back, man. And that was Amos in the eighth chapter. Um, Let me see if I can find that for you real quick. But I think it was verse 10, I think. Yeah, Salakia. Let me pull it up for you real quick, and I'm gonna show you a video of this cat talking about it. Let's see. Oh man, let's let's see. Yeah, it's gonna be Amos 2:8. And Slocky. Um yeah, but this is the scripture I remember one of the precepts. It says I think let me try to go up. Now the Lord has sworn his oath by his own name, the pride of Israel. I will never forget the wicked things you have done. He said, the earth will tremble for your deeds, and everyone will mourn. The ground will rise like the Nile River at a flood time. It will heave up, then sink again. And that day, says the sovereign Lord, I will make the sun go down at noon and darken the earth while it is still day. I went a little bit too far back, but this is what I wanted to get into right here. He said, I will turn your celebrations into times of mourning and your singing and the weeping. You know, they said, Mama say the same thing, make you laugh, make you cry. He said, you will wear funeral clothes and shave your heads to show your sorrow, as if your only son had died. How very bitter that day will be. But this is the part that I wanted to get into. He said, the time is surely coming, says the sovereign Lord, when I will send famine on your land, not famine of bread and water, but the hearing of the words of the Lord. People will stagger from sea to sea and wander from border to border searching for the word of the Lord, but they will not find it. That's what I'm talking about right there. I went a little bit too far back, but this is what I'm talking about right here. And it said, I'm telling you, yo, he said he's going to send a famine, and not a famine of food or disease. He said he's going to send a famine to where, he said, when I send a famine on the land, not famine of bread and water, but the hearing of the words of the Lord. And then that's what that's what I thought about when I heard what they doing, man. You know, like they buddy I'm just gonna have to show it to you, man. I'm just gonna have to show it to you because if you look at this video, um, if you look at this video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, man. It's just setting the precursor to to be able to find a reason that we can't teach the word no more. Now I know like it'll take a lot, but I mean, yo, you can't put nothing past Esau, bro. You can't put nothing past Esau. But I'm gonna let the video talk, man.
Here that I have to share with you, and shout out to Ken Klippenstein who got this for us. Trump's NSPM 7 labels common beliefs as terrorism indicators. The new directive targets anti-Christian, anti-American, and anti-capitalism opinions. So I'm going to break this down for you here, but the bottom line is Trump is ushering the power of the entire federal government and changing the mindset and the scope to say, hey, anybody who basically disagrees with us is a person of interest and a potential terrorist. And so it is perfectly fair game to spy on these people, to violate their privacy rights, to try to keep them out of positions of power, get them out of any position of power that they have. I mean, this is an all-out assault on freedom of speech and freedom of thought. That's what this is.
Yeah.
With the mainstream media distracted by the made-for-TV drama of James Comey's indictment, Trump has signed a little-noticed national security directive identifying anti-Christian and anti-American views as indicators of radical left violence, called National Security Presidential Memorandum 7, is being referred to as NSPM 7 by administration insiders. Quote, this is the first time in American history that there is an all-of-government effort to dismantle left-wing terrorism, Trump's Homeland Security advisor Stephen Miller said, referring to the issuance. To the extent that the major media noticed the directive at all, even C-SPAN incorrectly labeled it as an executive order, like this week's designation of Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization.
Yo, what happened to all them don't tread on me people, bro?
NSPM 7 is from the over 200 executive orders Trump has frantically signed since coming back into office. An executive order publicly lays out the course of day-to-day federal government operations, whereas a national security directive is a sweeping policy decree for the defense, foreign policy, intelligence, and law enforcement apparatus. National security directives are often secret, but in this case, the Trump administration chose to publish NSPM 7, only the 7th since he's come into office. Previous national security directives have been controversial, even politically earth-shaking. In 1980, for example, President Jimmy Carter signed the top-secret Presidential Directive 59, directing the new nuclear warfighting policies that persisted until the end of the Cold War. When revealed, PD 59 caused a public furor. Similarly, President George W. Bush signed a series of classified national security directives after 9/11, the most famous of which authorized NSA's unlawful domestic intercepts, a directive that wasn't publicly revealed until 4 years later. In NSPM 7, countering domestic terrorism and organized political
Hold on, we're gonna get to the part. I just want to give you a little bit of pretext.
National security agencies and departments to fight his version of political violence in America, retooling a network of Joint Terrorism Task Force to focus on leftist political violence in America. The vast counterterrorism army, made up of federal, state, and local agents, would, as Trump aide Stephen Miller said, form the central hub of that effort. NSPM 7 directs a new national strategy to disrupt any individual or groups that foment political violence, including before they result in violent political acts. Do you understand what's being said there?
That's a very broad scope.
We don't like. If you say the things that we disagree with, if you say anti-Christian things and anti-American things and anti-capitalist things, we think that's a marker for violence. And so now we need to disrupt any individual or group that foments political violence.
That's us.
That we just made up, because of course there's no evidence any of these things are going to definitionally lead to political violence. That's fucking preposterous. That's like saying anybody, your aunt who posts on Facebook who votes MAGA, that's like me saying, oh, she's guaranteed to commit violence because she's MAGA. Really? Every single person is fucking guilty? Right? That would be, if we had the federal government under a Democrat doing that, they would scream bloody murder, and they'd be correct to scream it, because they'd be saying, what, literally anybody and everybody who votes Republican is, by definition, a terrorist or a terrorist in waiting, that now you're going to use the federal government to go after them? So they say we're going to disrupt any individuals or groups that foment political violence before they result in violent political acts. Do you understand? They're literally giving themselves the legal framework to go after anybody and everybody they disagree with. They're giving themselves the legal framework to make it so that this is a one-party state.
Yeah.
That's what we're witnessing.
And I'm not talking about
party country. They're trying to criminalize.
I'm not talking about like the political side of it, but if you think about it, man, Israelites, I mean, of course we will be deemed anti-Christian, you know, of course we will be deemed anti-American if you listen to our messages. So all I'm saying is they lay in the framework, bro, to end up trying to go after camps. I can guarantee it.
Democrats, liberals, and leftists. Period. Full stop. That's what this is. In other words, they're targeting pre-crime, to reference the Minority Report.
Look at that. Now think about all the messages we like the Israelites believe in and what we put out there. And even though everything we put out there comes from the Bible, a lot of stuff that comes from the Bible gonna seem anti-American. You know what I mean? Anti-Christianity, because the Bible, first of all, the Bible don't support Christianity. You know what I mean? Christianity, like we shouldn't have any religion. We should just follow the Bible. You know, all those different sects of Christian churches, Baptist, non-denominational, Pentecostal, all that, man. Bro, the Bible don't say nothing about being no damn non-denomination. The Bible don't say nothing about that. And then, of course, the message we put out there, the Bible talks about Esau. You know what I mean? So there's extremism on race. You know what I mean? Hostility toward traditional American views. Of course, it's gonna go after that. There's nothing traditional about it. And then hold against traditional American views on religion. We don't go with that flow. You know what I mean? Morality, like all this stuff is just setting a precursor to try to get rid of camps. Like the Israelite way of life. You know what I mean? If y'all can't see this coming, bro, then you can't see.
The Trump administration isn't only targeting organizations or groups, but even individuals and entities.
Individuals and groups.
Says can be identified by any of the following indicators of violence. So here's what Ken says. You're on the enemy's list of America, and you could be investigated, you could be targeted, if you just have any of these beliefs. Ready? Anti-Americanism. We'll break down in a minute what some of this stuff may or may not mean, right? Anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, anti-Christianity, support for the overthrow of the U.S. government, extremism on migration, extremism on race, extremism on gender, hostility towards those who hold traditional views on family, hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on religion, and hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on morality. All right, so let's walk through this. Anti-Americanism. What does that mean according to them? Literally anybody left of center. Any liberal, any leftist, any Democrat, they say you're anti-American. Why? Because, I don't know, you might say, hey, the school should teach slavery. They should teach redlining. They should teach about Jim Crow. They should teach about the Native American genocide and our whole history, the good and the bad. The fact that you even want to acknowledge that bad exists, they would say that's anti-Americanism. So they look at somebody like me who harshly critiques America, and they go, you're anti-American. It doesn't matter to them. They don't care that I'm critiquing America because I want to improve it. I want to make it better, right? I think that's what a real patriot does. Dissent is the highest form of patriotism. To say, hey, this thing's fucked up. Let's fix it.
That's pretty much the gist of it, man. I feel like that's what they trying to do, man. They just laying the groundwork, and they doing this stuff right in front of our faces. But like something in my spirit was like, yo, listen, bro, that I really don't get into politics, but like that bill right there could definitely become troublesome. It could definitely become troublesome. Being an Israelite, you know what I mean? Being from these 12 tribes, they already 100 steps in the streets, you know what I mean? Like the scriptures say, they already 100 steps, and it's always something, man, And right now, bro, you got white boys killing people. You got white boys, like the dude that just ran into that church up there in, what was that, Michigan. They was like blaming that on the left and blaming it on all that. But when they say left, that's pointing at black people's. But even though they don't even realize, man, a lot of black people ain't even into politics. A lot of black people ain't even left or right or don't care like me. I mean, my views. would come off, I guess, to some as left. But nah, bro, I don't fuck with none of them government entities. I ain't never voted a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still a black man, and that's gonna automatically make them think that I'm a leftist. But nah, hell no, bro. I don't trust no government. I trust the Most High God. You know, um, that's about it. The Most High God, and His black son Yahweh Shah. You know what I mean? That's who I trust in this world. But they constantly moving the ball or moving this and changing that. But I'm telling you, man, y'all boys and girls out there who out there steady going to these churches and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna say anti-Christian shit. Yeah, fuck that. It is what it is, man. I'm gonna just hey, the Most High got me. But y'all need to get out of them churches and get into the truth, man. Find you a camp to get into. Or at least start following law, statutes, commandments. You know, you see all the stuff they got going on, man. It's crazy that like you look at what just happened in Charlotte when that brother killed that white girl, the Ukrainian chick, bro. They want to turn the whole city over. They said Charlotte is lawless. It's a criminal that should have never been let out. But you get that white boy that got on that boat and shot them people over there in North Carolina on the over there on the coast. And he's a veteran. Everywhere his picture is posted, he's got a picture of his military picture beside it. Cause they want to pad the narrative about when other races do it. Yeah, it's the media. Yeah, we know what the media is doing, but a lot of people out there that say, it's the media, they try to control us, but they are. Because there's a lot of people out there that watch the news and they believe that shit and they make moves because of it. They look at people crazy because of the news. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Everybody want to say, man, it doesn't matter. It's just the media. But I'm telling you, man, it's some stupid motherfuckers out there that believe every word of the media. And they move according to the media. You know what I'm saying? Dude up in Michigan killed people, set a fucking church on fire. And he's a veteran. He had mental health issues. He burned a fucking church down. And they still found it in their hearts to pad the narrative. Now, I'm not saying, killing people, is one way or another. It is what it is. But the dude on the train killed one person. And y'all know who all y'all are. Y'all called to bring the National Guard to Charlotte. And y'all already know if you look at history, bro, look at all the mass shootings. Look who do the mass shootings. But yet y'all got so much time to talk about Chicago. Y'all spend so much time talking about Chicago when your own race is imploding. Y'all King Trump was shot by a Republican. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all want to twist that narrative. But y'all want to talk about Chicago. Usual suspects. Call us animals. Call us lazy. That dude called me lazy the other day. I'm telling you, bro. Black people was never considered lazy until we stopped working for free. When we was in slavery, they ain't say nothing about blacks being lazy. But as soon as blacks stopped working for free, that's when we got lazy. That's when we got lazy, y'all. Welfare queens, food stamps, all that, bro. Listen, and you know one thing, like a lot of y'all don't like to accept. Y'all don't like numbers. Y'all don't like statistics. Like they call us welfare queens, food stamps, and all this, and yet white people get more benefits than black people do. Y'all want to talk about blue states, like y'all want to talk like about blue states and red states when red states are the poorest fucking states out there. They get the lowest education out there. And then they go out and vote Republican, like the Republican really give a damn about them. Like, look at the farmers right now. Farmers being brutalized, bro. They damn near lost they farm under Trump the first time, and they went and voted for him again. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not a Democrat either. Democrats are just as dangerous for blacks than Republicans. Democrats, they feed you they feed you sweet honey. Democrats Democrats want to get blacks to depend on them and to need them, but at the same time destroying your fucking family. Democrats say, yo, look, we'll give you a place to stay for free, Section 8. But the man can't be in the house. Well, why you think there's so much crime in project homes, bro? Women can't raise kids by themselves. They need masculinity in the house. Democrats don't give a fuck, man. Democrats want your vote. They don't even come around till it's election time. Yeah, Barack was a cool cat, but what did he really do for the black community? What did he do? All these politicians, man, that's what they exactly are. Politicians. And then you got Republicans who like to walk around and call themselves Christians, carrying a Bible, don't know one damn scripture. I bet if y'all really knew what was in that Bible, y'all wouldn't be carrying that Bible around. All you got to do is go to the book of Obadiah. Go to the book of Revelations. Hell, Obadiah ain't number one chapter. Even if you can barely read, you can read it and see what happens to Esau. You can go to Revelations where it says, he who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. Now, if you really a Christian, do you really know what's in that Bible? Let me guess. You're going to go to John 3:16. God so loved the world. Yeah. Go ahead and jump to John 3:16. But you skipped John 1 and John 14. Who was he talking to in John 3:16? What happened in John 14 to help you understand who he was talking to? You don't know, do you? Hey, all I'm saying is, bro, people got John 3:16 bumper stickers on their car and don't even realize it ain't even for them. Yo, but oh man, boy, this world we live in, man, you know. But yo, y'all gotta get in this truth, man. Y'all gotta come walk in the truth, man, and stop believing everything you see on TV. Stop believing what some of these pastors out here telling y'all, man. You know, next time you go to church, yo, ask your pastor what color Christ was and see what he say. Just ask. Cause it's crazy that, you know, we had that Caesar Borgia. What the hell was his name? Caesar Borgia. Yeah, he was plastered all over Slovakia. Was plastered all over the internet and books and letters. They had that picture of him everywhere, but they don't even know, bro. He was here's the crazy thing. Oh, he was a homosexual. Bro, listen. He was a homosexual, and that's who y'all got up in y'all house and in y'all churches. He was a homosexual. He was a homosexual lover of I can't remember the exact the Pope or something like that. I have to go look it up. But yeah, man, he's homosexual. And he's plastered up as y'all Jesus. That's y'all Jesus, man. You know? That's y'all Jesus, man. And y'all claim to not like homosexuality. But yet y'all parading around with a whole homosexual there you go. Yeah. Let's chime into that. Salakia. Salakia. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this right. Let me get it tuned up. Yeah, nah, they don't wanna show it. Yeah, there we go. Let me get this right. Yeah. All praises, man. All praises. All praises, man. Yo, you see that right there? Caesar Borgia? That's where you get the picture of so-called Jesus Christ from. I know y'all remember this picture. That's who people walking around thinking is Christ. Yo, they walking around saying this man here was Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? They're walking around thinking that's Jesus Christ this whole time. When you could go to one scripture to tell you what color Christ was. He said he had hair like wool. Hold on, man. Let me go back to this thing, man. I know I did a video on this before, man, but yo, like let's see some problems here, man. Let's see. Yo, it says he had hair like wool. That don't look like wool to me. And it said his eyes was red. That boy got blue eyes. That don't make sense. What? You know what I mean? Said he had blue eyes, man. You know what I mean? So that's the like they said hair like wool, feet like bronze. You know what I'm saying? Bronze is brown, ain't it? Ain't or am I wrong about something? I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me. You know what I mean? Slovakia. Oh man, I messed that up. Yo. Let me see if I can get this picture right here. Show you a little something. Now watch this now. I'll show you a little something. How the old people say, let me learn you something. Let me learn you a thing or two. Now, you tell me now, right or wrong. Right or wrong. Now, let's look at the homeboy on the right and look at the homeboy on the left. Now, he said his hair was white like wool. Nah, man, that don't look white or it look woolly. That looks stringy and that look like he's a brunette. White as snow and his eyes were red as a flame of fire. No, them pearly whites. And feet was fine brass, as if it burned in a furnace. Now, brass is brown, and if you burned it in a furnace, wouldn't it look more like homeboy right here? Now it says don't have no graven edges, but I'm just saying that using this for context. Now, wouldn't the guy on the left be more likely to look more like Christ? Yo, you know what? I'm gonna do a video too on the angels. Man, if you want to know something, man, all you got to do is look in the Bible, man. I'm going to show you what color the angels was. I'm going to show you what color the Father was. And then you already know what color the Son was. I mean, and like, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. Yo, if y'all ever get a chance, yo, look up the Renaissance period. Go back and look up the Renaissance period. If you want to learn something. Go look up the Renaissance period and find out about that. What they did. Yo, and you gotta remember Vladimir Putin released all the art and stuff that was trapped in the cages that was locked away, and all the paintings and stuff showed all the paintings and stuff, all the people in it were black people. Yo. Now why would they go hide our history? Unless they was trying to hide something. They trying to keep it from us. That's why the Israelites, bro, that's why we the most hated people out here. Because we special. But we the most hated. Yo, we the only people in the world that a white man can kill a white man and they get mad at black people. That is fucking diabolical. Oh, man, bro. That's crazy, man. I mean, I know I went off in left field a little bit, but I'm just saying, like, how the hell do a white guy try to kill Trump and white people will talk about Civil War and Democrats and black people when it was a white boy that was on their own team? But we get blamed for it. I know what it was. Homeboy was wearing a black shirt. That's what it was. He was wearing a black shirt. That's how we get blamed for it, bro. You know? I mean, if you look at it, right? Anything we do, they hate it. Anything. Bubba Watson won a NASCAR race. They say he was a crybaby. He was one. I think the comment that I seen the most was, even a broken clock is right twice a day. And another one's like, even a squirrel gets a nut one day. They wouldn't give that man no credit, no nothing, and he won a race. And then they say, why it's got to be about race? Because, bro, it's always been about race. But race is unacceptable when you got a black person using race. It's unacceptable. Because my question is, how in the hell did all these years y'all have that white boy Jesus up there in the churches all over the place, and race mattered then, but then when we found out that wasn't really Christ, now race don't matter. What's the other one? Oh, Christ don't have color. Well, I guess he clear then. But they said Christ walked the earth. So how the hell did he walk earth as a clear man? How? But it mattered when y'all drew that picture. It mattered when that was the most circulated picture ever. I forgot, back in the days or something like that. Yeah. Renaissance period. They made everything white. Why y'all do that? If color don't matter. Why'd y'all hide our art in Russia? Just like white people don't, like they quick to forget. You know, like, yo, Esau was he lived in the clefts of the rock. It was in the mountains. That was the Caucasus Mountains in Russia. That's where you get the word Caucasian from. That will extend back into their history. But why has our history been muddied up? Why is our history muddied up? You ask a Chinese man where he come from, he said China. You ask a most white people, maybe they know their roots might be European, Italian, or something like that. But yo, like, you ask black people, where you from? Georgia. Because we don't know our roots. One of the curses in the book of Deuteronomy said that we would be scattered to the four corners of the earth. We would be, I'm paraphrasing, we would be in a strange land, and I think it's strange land, and something about not basically along the lines. Let me find that. Sorry. But basically along the lines of a strange land, in a language that we didn't understand. That's because we really speak Hebrew, and they whoop English on us. Just like you got our Latinos and our Mexicans, they got whooped Spanish on them. These are not our language, man. It's not our language. But yet they call us a hate group. When all we doing is reading out the Bible and pointing out facts. Everything I'm saying, I'm backing it up with scripture or factual things. What I gotta lie for? No, it was all right for us to be lied to. Because if you don't believe me too, I tell you what, go back, go. As a matter of fact, go on Amazon and type in slave Bible. There's a slave Bible that they used to give slaves back in the days. And guess what was different between the slave Bible and the Holy Bible? In the slave Bible, they took out all the scriptures about what's that word I'm looking for? Like whenever revolts, any time of revolts and stuff like that, they took that out. They took a lot of stuff out of the Bible. So why would they give them a Bible and take some stuff out of it? Just like I told y'all, man, they tried to take the Apocrypha part of the Bible out. Make sure you get you one, man. It's some good stuff in here. They try to take the Apocrypha. They try to take these scriptures out of the Bible, man. Like everything about our history is like that we've been told is bullshit. We got pushed into captivity. They used to use our babies for alligator bait, bro. They used to use our babies for alligator bait. Hang our people from trees, beat them down in the fields, rape our women, make our women raise their kids. They used to do all that shit, and they still look at us and tell us, hey, well, you weren't a slave. That was your people, this and that. But bro, like this stuff is generational. This stuff in our DNA. And if Esau can be the most evil person on the earth, bro, if you can look at Andrew Jackson. Look up Andrew Jackson. Yo, Andrew Jackson led the Trail of Tears when they moved all the natives off their land and moved them out to Oklahoma. Andrew Jackson was responsible for killing many natives, and they said Andrew Jackson used to take babies by their feet and smash their head on the rock if they caused too much trouble, holding up the caravan. He went on to become president of the fucking United States. When a black man gets shot down in the street, they post his criminal record. But when a white man kill a group of people, they talk about they post his health record. They talk about how he was sick and mental. George Floyd got assassinated and killed in front of everybody, and they had a criminal record up there before anything. And his death was blamed on him being on drugs. But yet you want me to feel sorry for Charlie Kirk. George Zimmerman was signing Skittle bags. And yes, you want me to feel bad for Charlie Kirk. That other dude that killed them people up there with the AR-15 when they was riding or whatever, same thing. But listen, he found out what being in a cult was all about, because when he tried to pull away from MAGA and all that stuff, yo, they threatened that cat. They threatened him. They said, yo, he needed to get in line. Said he was out of order. But yo, that's all I'm saying, man. There's two different bars out here. It's two different classes of people. You got to get in this truth, man. Your life ain't gonna be changed in the voting booth, man. Your life gonna be changed when you get into this truth and start following these law, statutes, and commandments. That's when your life gonna change, man. You gotta get in this truth, man. You gotta stop living like the heathen. Stop eating pork. Stop eating shrimp, crab, lobster. Stop doing all this crazy shit, man. And get in the truth. It's not that hard, man. Yo, Christ saved us. He rescued us from Egypt, man. He parted the Red Sea for us. He saved us from captivity once. He'll do it again. But we gotta yo, they say the truth will set you free. Bro, they wasn't talking about in an interrogation room. The truth is figuring out who we really are. And that's what's going to set us free. By walking in this truth. But we got to wake our people up, because so many of us asleep at the wheel. Y'all sleep. And then we got our own people that you tell about this truth. You tell them about this truth and they don't want to hear it. You show them in the Bible where they wrong for doing the stuff they doing in them churches. But they don't believe it. So you got people on the right, so you want to throw politics in it. You got people on the right that don't believe that they God, Trump, can do anything wrong. And then you got people on the left who believe that they pastor can't do nothing wrong. Pastor wrong as shit the whole time. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get in this truth, man. Because I'm telling you, eventually, they going to find a way to keep this truth from getting out. They're going to find a way to, they're going to find a way, they're going to find a way to keep this truth from getting out, man. You know? But anywho, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I appreciate y'all, anybody that like and subscribe. You know, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I ain't worried about how many likes I get, how many people view my videos, man. I have stuff on my mind sometimes, and you know, I just feel like putting it out there, man. You know. Anyway, hey, I just want to say, y'all, shalom. Most High in Christ. All praises to the Most High. Hey, again, we want to give thanks, praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. Hey, man, this been King of Judah. It's been real. Hey, shalom.